Hello everyone, welcome to another video of mine. It's Kemal AA, and this is another talking point video, a debate for you guys. And it is going to be an interesting debate that I want to interact with you guys on this one. R.James and Chilwell, could they potentially be the best fullback pair in Europe as it stands on current form? It's a massive debate that I want to get into today, and of course I'll be delving into stats and analysis, giving my thoughts, opinions, but please leave me your thoughts, opinions. Do you think they are currently the best fullback pair in Europe? Are we going into stats against Sheffield United with our recent Premier League game, and of course throughout this entire season, the 8 games that we've played, and currently on form, are they the best fullback pair in Europe? I'll be also discussing the goalkeeping situation with Edouard Mendy. He's been tremendous since he's come in. I've got a really interesting statistic regarding his save percentages. Edouard Mendy is signed for Chelsea, and the question remains, do we need to sign, a top-tier goalkeeper like an Oblak or Donnarumma next summer? Because originally Mendy was signed as a stopgap replacement, but because of his performances, do we need to rethink that? I'll be delving into that as well, another debate. But before I do get into it, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and comment down below your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. Now, starting off with the fullback debate, and that is Chilwell and James. Now, firstly, before I give you guys my thoughts, opinions, let's look at the statistics. Let's look into some evidence and stats. Now, Ben Chilwell versus Sheffield United, he scored 1 goal, had 3 shots on target, 2 key passes, completed 9 out of 14 long balls, 109 touches, and won 2 out of his 3 ground duels. Now, that was his statistics against Sheffield United. Very, very impressive, and for me, he has been one of our best summer signings. Now, delving into his Champions League and his Premier League record so far this season. Now, defensively in the Premier League, he's made 1.4 tackles on average per game. He's committed 0.8 fouls, which is pretty good. 2.6 clearances, 1 dribble, 0.2 blocks, and an average rating in the Premier League of 7.77, which is extremely high in my personal opinion. You then got the Champions League as well, how he's performing in the Champions League. Not so well regarding tackles, but remember, it's a smaller sample size, so it's going to be a bit difficult considering we've only played 3 Champions League games. He's had half of the tackles, 0.7 tackles, 1.7 interceptions, more interceptions than Champions League. However, committed more fouls of 1.3, 1.7 clearances, 0.7 dribbles, and a lower rating overall in the Champions League of 6.8. Again, take it with a pinch of salt. It is a smaller sample size, but they are still impressive ratings, still impressive numbers and statistics. Now, looking at his offensive game, which is, Chilwell's strong point, nicknamed Chile for a reason. In the Premier League, he's got 2 assists and 2 goals in 8 Premier League games, having 2 goals and 2 assists. And considering he didn't play in his first 2 Premier League games, that is outstanding, in my personal opinion, for a fullback. He's made 2.2 key passes on average, displaced 0.2 times, and has an average rating again of 7.77. Again, these average ratings is going to be the same as the defensive one because it's taken into consideration his overall game. That includes defensive and offensive, so hence why the ratings will be the same. But making 2.2 key passes, scoring 2 goals, assisting 2 goals. In the Champions League, he hasn't scored or assist, but again, smaller sample size, but made 1 key pass and has been pretty good. So for me, if you compare him to other fullbacks that performed so far this season, for me, he is up there as one of the best left backs in Europe at the moment. It's even people have already been debating on TalkSport and other sporting channels. Graham Souness has spoken as well. And Chilwell, statistically and also on the eye test, he has been the best left back in Europe. I don't think that is a debate in my personal opinion. I think that he's been simply world class, and being only 23, he's not the finished article. He still has a few years until he hits his prime, hits his ceiling. And for me, there's so much of his area where he can improve. He's got amazing attributes, but there's some parts of his game that he can improve on, especially defensively. But overall, he's a top fullback with high potential. And for me, at this current moment in time, he is indeed the best left back in Europe. If you compare to likes of Sergio Reguilon, Alex Telles, Alphonso Davies, he is currently injured. I know a lot of you will be screaming Alphonso Davies to the screen, but he is injured, hence why I'm stating current form. Of course, we know Alphonso Davies is a better player. We don't know, Chilwell could overtake him, but as it stands, Davies is a better player. But because Davies has sustained a long-term injury, I'm talking currently on form, Ben Chilwell is the best left back in Europe. Now, moving on to R.James, his counterpart, completing the pairing, completing the fullback. I want to speak about R.James again. Was sensational against Sheffield United. In the Champions League, he's had 2 appearances, 1 assist, 1 key passes. He has an 86.1% pass completion, 3 long balls, and an average rating of 7.51, which is higher than Ben Chilwell in the Champions League. Very, very impressive from him. In the Premier League, he's had 6 appearances, 1.3 key passes completed, 88.3% passing percentage, 1.4 crosses, 2.7 long balls, and again, an average rating of 7.19, which is, in my opinion, like I said, extremely underrated and the top performances. And In the Champions League defensively, we know that he's a tank physically. He's very good defensively. 7.51 rating, and the Premier League 7.19. Now, the fact that offensively and defensively he's getting over 7 in rating really shows, a testament of how good Reece-James actually is. And Graham Soon has put it perfectly, after Sky Sports and the analysis, that he does look like the finished article at the age of 20. The guy is already world class. I don't think that's a debate, and I do mean it when I say this. He is the best right back in the Premier League. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear Wan-Bissaka or Alexander-Arnold shouts. You combine Alexander-Arnold and Wan-Bissaka together, you form Reece-James. Reece-James has got the same crossing ability as Reece-James, as Alexander-Arnold. They've got the same variety of crosses, power of crosses, accuracy, precision, world class. And defensively, he is good as Wan-Bissaka, completing the same amount of tackles, not being dribble past, his passing, his press resistance. Reece-James has a full package, and what's even scary is he's only 20. He's only going to improve. His physicality is getting better. He's fitter. His stamina's improved compared to last season. It's only up for Reece-James. He has such a bright future, and for him, alongside Ben Chilwell as our fullback pairing, we should be indeed very, very excited. We have a very exciting future, not only just for the rest of the season, but in the next 5-10 years. In my personal opinion, our fullback situation, our fullback pairing is sorted for the next decade. 100%, hands down. I don't think there's a doubt about that whatsoever. I think for the next decade, our fullback pairing is 100% sorted. But what do you guys think? I want to hear what you guys think. I want to interact with you guys. Please comment down below. Do you think we are sorted for next decade, or do you still have doubts over Ben Chilwell's ability, or do you disagree and think there are better fullback pairings in Europe as it stands? Please leave me your thoughts, opinions. I want to hear what you guys think as well. Now, moving on to the second part of this video, I want to talk about and give you guys an update on the goalkeeping situation. Now, this interesting statistic regarding Edouard Mendy, who's been a breath of fresh air, who's been sensational since his arrival at Chelsea. He's kept 5 clean sheets in 7 games. Was unlucky not to keep a clean sheet the other night. Of course, it was always going to come to an end, that clean sheet records. But like I keep stressing, Edouard Mendy has been, a breath of fresh air, but really instilled that confidence back into that back line. Now, there was a report I was reading from The Athletic a few days ago, and how towards the end of last season, the back line completely lost confidence in Kepa, hence why they were making a lot of mistakes. And that is completely natural. That is honestly very, very natural. And Kepa's poor performances was hindering that back line. And by Edouard Mendy instilling that confidence back into that back line, commanding the area, he's a commanding goalkeeper, catching crosses easily, tall, commanding, built big, physical, amazing shot-stopping abilities, really good distribution levels. It's really allowed likes of Thiago Silva, Kurt Zuma, the fullbacks to really thrive, because they know they've got a competent goalkeeper that's able to save shots. And he has made a lot of average shots that we have obviously gassed up and excited about, but that is because we've had to have our standards lowered. And I think that Edouard Mendy initially was only signed as a stopgap replacement, but because of his performances, 5 clean sheets in 7 games, his distribution, and the fact this statistic will make you excited, he has a save percentage since he's arrived of 85.7%. 85 points, that is phenomenal. Kepa was barely scraping over 50%. So the fact that Edouard Mendy's got 85.7%, which is, by the way, by far the best save percentage in the Premier League. Now, remember, take it with a little bit of pinch of salt. It is only 7 games, so of course the sample size is lower, hence why the statistic will be in Edouard Mendy's favour. As time goes on, that percentage will be lowered naturally, but we are hoping it will stay in the high 70s, even low 70s. As long as it's above 70, that is very, very high numbers, and who knows, could even remain in the high 80s. But he's been fantastic for us since he's come in. It really helped us keep clean sheets, and if we do win anything this year, it will be because of Edouard Mendy. He's been fantastic so far, and I think that if he keeps up these performances for the remainder of the season, then it really does beg the question: do we need to sign a world-class keeper? Because Edouard Mendy, he's currently in his prime, and he could be world-class for us. We have spent 22 million on him. We don't really need another keeper. We can invest that money we were going to spend on Oblak or Donnarumma, and maybe invest it in an athletic DM that Frank Lampard wants, maybe a Declan Rice or another athletic DM, or invest in a world-class centre-back, as Thiago Silva will be 37 years of age next year. So these things need to be considered. But I think for the goalkeeping situation in the department, we are sorted. I don't think there's nothing to worry about. And Edouard Mendy's been fantastic and tremendous since he's put on that Chelsea shirt. But what do you guys think? Leave me your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, to smash the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Please hit that bell notification. And I will see you guys for my next video. Peace.